All right, and we're back with a new episode of Real in the Field. This is episode 30. We've hit a landmark.
Man.
No, episode 30. We've got 29 banked, and this is, I feel like we should have balloons and some confetti.
It's been flying by, though.
It really has been.
Yeah. It's been, what, 2 years?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel that way. But yeah, lots of time has gone by, a lot of logged minutes and hours, and yeah, here we are, episode 30. So yeah, we'll get straight into it. We just came off of a weekend of the draft, the NFL draft.
Yep.
There was, it's always excitement. I mean, I feel like there's a never-ending amount of just something going on in the NFL, and there's always something to keep NFL fans engaged and keep us entertained.
Absolutely.
And they hit it on the head with the draft. There was so much to be excited about.
Yeah, they did a great job. The city of Detroit hosted it.
Yeah,
it was packed,
jam-packed.
Absolutely packed.
I heard we're turning people away.
Yeah,
it got so
for
packed.
days it was packed on the multiple days of the draft. Just hundreds and thousands of people that made it. So that part was really cool. A lot of guests and like kind of not celebrities, but like old players.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, celebrities in their own right. People like big names in the NFL that are going out to support their team or go out there and Yahoo it up when they're announcing the draft, what pick they're gonna.
And I dig that.
Pick.
I think that's cool when like an old player comes out and does that.
Yeah, I like it.
But the city of Detroit was rocking.
Yeah,
it looked awesome.
Have you ever been like a part of any of the draft like celebration?
No, I've never been a part of the draft because it's always been like
always like
Chicago or it's in Nashville or it's in like somewhere that's never really local.
Yeah, the Rams had a draft party years ago. Well, they have one.
Oh, they had one this year, right?
They did, yeah.
They set a field up on the beach.
They did, yeah.
And then it got too windy. They had to stop.
Oh, they did. I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure on day like 2 or 3 they had to stop.
We misjudged that.
Yeah,
but they had it. Well, every year, we have like season tickets, so every year they invite they have some sort of like event. And back years ago, they did a really big one over in Santa Monica in the Santa Monica hangar, airplane hangar out there. And it was like really fun. Like the fans come out. There was a bunch of people and like everybody came out in Rams gear, and some people came out like all decked out. There's like a I don't know, like a mariachi like Ram guy that's always at games. He was out there in full form.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was like a really electric crowd. Everybody was like really into it.
Yeah.
That was the year that Cooper Kupp got drafted, and everybody was like, "Wait, a white guy, white receiver
out of Eastern
Washington?
Eastern Washington? Yeah.
What's up with their field? Is there something going on with this TV here?"
Well, that worked out well for them, though.
Yeah, I would say so.
That guy's a stud. All right, speaking of the draft, there were 6 quarterbacks taken in the first 12 picks.
Yeah.
I think that just proves that the league is a quarterback-driven league.
Yeah, and this class, there was a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe this is just, I don't know if things have changed as of recently, but it just seems like a lot of college teams are setting up and playing like NFL, like professional, like formations, and you know what I mean? Like their offense is very much
pro
like
style
pro
type
stuff.
stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. And then I can not stand it when they're evaluating a quarterback,
right,
and they say, "Oh, well, he doesn't make these throws, or he doesn't make." Well, dude, he didn't have to. His college coach told him, "We're gonna run this play. I want that route thrown, or I want that route thrown."
Yeah.
Like, how about you flip it and say he executed the game plan and what he was coached to do, and he's that coachable. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just something that stuck into my head when I just kept listening to like these guys say certain things.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like the guy lost 2 games in his college career, and you're knocking him because he didn't throw an out route properly or something. I don't know. So and just a little bit of that got to me.
Yeah, and they are like really cavalier about what these players can and can't do. It's like they are playing at the highest level. The highest level.
Yeah.
And we all like we can't like forget like every one of those players that is in the NFL played in college. They played that game in college and then went on to the NFL. It's not like aliens drop down these players to play in the NFL and they're from another like stratosphere, another planet. They came from college. They're playing against those players. Like, granted, yes, it's the most elite and like it's the cream of the crop, but even still, it's like they're not just kind of like coming from nowhere. They're coming from college into a game where all of those college athletes were once.
Yeah, and then the coaches got to take them to that next level, and they got to put in the time also to study film and keep working hard to keep getting better.
Right.
I thought what's interesting, the first 14 picks were offensive players.
Yeah.
So a couple of linemen sprinkled in there, but you had receivers. Marvin Harrison Jr. got picked. All those quarterbacks got picked. So I thought that is like obvious to everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we need to score.
Yeah. It's huge.
And this goes back to what we've also talked about of penalties and how hard it is to play defense now.
Oh, yeah.
And just how the game is, I don't want to use the term rigged, but it's set up for the offense
geared more
to
towards
be successful.
Offense, yeah. Well, I mean, offense, it's the unfortunate truth in any sport, really. It's like the offense, scoring goals, those are the kinds of things that get eyeballs. That's what draws eyeballs. It's touchdowns, it's home runs, 3-point shooters. Like
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark. Like, all of those things are what draws eyeballs.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, you and I can appreciate like a really great pass breakup, and a defensive back being in good position and getting a break on a ball. But I mean,
and everyone else is going to be like, "Oh, that quarterback threw such a bad ball."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No, dude, that dude made a great play.
No, he was on it. He had great. He read the defense, or he read the offense perfectly. But so yeah, it makes sense. Like, there's a bunch of offensive players going in the first round.
And then the very first weird pick of the draft.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Falcons went with Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah.
Just after they paid Kirk Cousins, I
don't
know, $100 million guaranteed. And so then they draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. This has been done before in the NFL. So this is not unheard of.
It's not sadly, it's not unusual.
Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre.
Sure.
Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is brand new.
Right.
However, recently, it's not a common thing to do. You pick your guy, you got to plug him in. He's going to play.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. We have a insider who works for the Falcons.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I reached out. I said, "Hey, you guys took Penix. Any comment? Can you comment?"
On the record.
And he said, succession plan in place.
Okay.
Right. It is a quarterback-driven league.
Yeah, for sure.
He was the number 2 guy on our draft board.
Okay.
I'm assuming behind Caleb Williams, who went first.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm assuming.
I think that's he was on everyone's number 1.
Right. And he said, "We believe in him, and we're gonna groom him and prepare him and get him ready. And then when it's time for him to take over, they're gonna take over."
Look, I mean, it's one way to go for sure. Yeah. And if you're gonna be, if you're planning 4 steps ahead, I guess, and it's never been so unanimous like throughout the league and throughout. Anybody who's watching the draft to kind of scratch their heads and go, "I don't understand why you would take." I mean, just coming off of if that is your plan to have like a quarterback, for the future,
waiting in the wings.
Yeah, waiting in the wings. I mean, I guess, yeah. It's just a unusual. It doesn't feel like it was well planned. It just felt like we made this decision. We picked the quarterback. We got a lot of pushback from everybody, or everybody just was kind of having a unanimous okay, you guys. Why did you do this? And then now it's well, we have a plan, and it just doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, some of the social media stuff seemed weird, behind the scenes when the general manager and the head coach were talking to the owner. Mm-hmm. That looked kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then at a press conference, it seemed a little weird, their answers.
Yeah.
But
look,
I don't know, man, they might believe in it.
If that was their from day one, that's what they were looking to do. I mean, that just kind of maybe. Okay, I guess that says more about their planning than it does about the pick, specifically. It's more so I think maybe you guys should focus more on other positions and not doubling down on 2 quarterbacks. They're putting, yes, it is the league is a quarterback driven league, but I mean, there was I haven't seen like, the list in order who came after, but if you're talking like, look at the players that came after and where the Falcons needed help, I'm sure there's a player in there that probably could have done some immediate help to the team.
Absolutely.
And not 4 years from now. You know what I mean?
Right. But Kirk Cousins is getting older.
Then why pay him $100 million? Well, yeah, you know what I mean?
That's what I would love to know. So you have this timeline. You pay Kurt here, right? You already know where you're going to draft.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, when do you make that decision of like, is it maybe after you evaluate the guys? You're like, hey, maybe we should get this guy and start getting ready for the future.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, how far back does this plan go?
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the feeling you're getting where like,
yeah,
it almost seems like, oh yeah, let's take him.
It just seems like it was a not. I mean, maybe they didn't think that he was going to fall to that position, and they just had a plan in place. If he's here, we're taking him no matter what because we want him. We want him off the board, and we, like more than anything else, we just want to get this guy. I mean, I don't know, but everybody collectively is scratching their heads, going like, okay, if they didn't just come off paying Kirk Cousins a butt ton of money, then I think it would make sense. Like if they picked up somebody like Jimmy G or somebody like that, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, that guy has maybe a year in him. If they had like, I don't know, like fill in the blank of somebody who they just didn't dump a bunch of money on and they just picked up a veteran quarterback and had him on the roster, then that makes sense. But you're paying somebody so much money. And maybe that is more so the problem.
That's
maybe
the kicker, yeah.
It's not that they picked Penix. Penix. It's more so the problem is that they overpaid for Kirk Cousins.
Gotcha, yeah.
Because I think
that probably is it.
You know what I mean? Because like if you look at it, like yes, that he is a probably once in a generation kind. Well, I don't want to say that because we don't know what he's going to do in the NFL, but that kind of talent and what we've seen from him at Washington,
yeah,
he's got the goods, and maybe they just said, hey. Maybe we made a mistake paying Kirk Cousins all this much money, and we're just gonna hedge our bets on this guy, and we can get him. We'll let him sit and learn from Kirk Cousins, and if Kirk Cousins ends up being a flop, well, now we've hedged our bets on this guy, and he's gonna go in and take over the franchise. It's just a huge boondoggle paying Kirk Cousins $100 million.
Yeah, but I mean, time will tell. We'll see how. I mean, those dudes make millions of dollars to make those decisions and evaluate dudes. So
Right.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see how that all pans out.
We'll tune this episode back up and we'll either be eating our words or we'll be good. But no, I think if that's their plan, go for it.
Yeah.
The Rams picks. Let's go over your boys, the Rams.
I think the Rams, Les Snead and Sean McVay, like for years, we could see now in hindsight, based on like what the production they've gotten out of like some of these like rookies. Last year's rookie class was like stellar.
Yeah.
They just know how to draft. They've got a plan in place.
Dude, I'm with you on this. Jared Verse and Braden Fisk out of Florida State, the D lineman. Florida State had one of the best defenses in college football last year.
Yeah.
And those two dudes were awesome on the defensive line. I think those two
picks
I think are really good. Obviously, you got to replace Aaron Donald too. So
yeah, anybody who's making that comparison right now with those two possibly could make up what you lose in Aaron Donald. So sure. I don't even want to even entertain that whole, these guys are going to replace kind of thing. But remember when Jamar Chase and Burrow were on the same team? It was kind of like we talked about it. I think a couple.
When they were at LSU.
Yeah, they were at LSU, and then now obviously with the Bengals, and we kind of talked about you cut down on that learning curve of getting used to playing with another receiver. They've had 4 years or however many years they were together at LSU. Same thing. I don't know if it's ever how often it's done like this, where you see two players coming into the draft on the same defense. They have a rapport. Not only do they have a rapport, they're like best buds. and they're like dialed in together. Fisk was saying like towards the end of the year, they could communicate without really even like saying words. They knew what each other were going to do, just kind of like with a head nod and a wink or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They have like a shorthand on, how they communicate. I think that's like going to be, they've already kind of got a leg up on most rookies. I mean, can't say that for, teams that have been together for years, but that's huge to just come in and make an immediate like impact on the defense.
Yeah, no, I think both those picks are really good.
Yeah.
Third pick, Blake Corum out of Michigan, that little running back.
Dude, I like
He's a winner.
I like it. I think his stature and his running style seems very similar to Kyren Williams. Like the way that he runs, the running back for the Rams right now. He is, if at minimum, he will be a good just, hey, you need to give Kyren a rest. Throw Blake in there and get him some, that he's still going to be able to do somewhat what Kyren's able to do.
Yeah.
I think it was a great pickup.
Yeah. That kid's a winner. He's got a good work ethic.
Yeah.
We'll see how he kind of turns out. Cameron Kitchens from Miami, the safety.
Yeah.
And then
that guy flies around for sure.
And then Brennan Jackson out of Wazoo, that linebacker. They finished up with another D tackle, a kicker, a wide receiver, and then 2 O linemen at the very end.
Yeah,
so
it's funny seeing like kicker on there because that's been kind of a big like Achilles like for the Rams. Yeah, so like seeing a kicker in there, I mean, I think everyone's like crossing their fingers that this guy's going to be the dude.
Yeah, so getting 10 guys in the draft, hopefully they can make something out of it.
Dude, it was a great draft seeing those guys, Les Snead and Sean McVay, always seem like they have a plan in place, that they have like, they know what they know what they're going out and they need, and they feel that like it's kind of like they go to the grocery store, go pick out like, exactly the ingredients that they need to come back and make this this football soup they got.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Next story. So if you guys haven't seen these things, they're called the Guardian Caps. So the Guardian Caps, a lot of players, some high school teams, college teams wear them. They go over the helmet. Okay, when they go over the helmet, they buckle through here. Okay, they go all the way around, and it's like foam.
Yeah,
and it's kind of carved out, and it just kind of looks
square
like
things,
like little square or foams, like a Jack in the Box head type of looking guy, right? Like those. The NFL just okayed for the players to wear those during the games.
You're kidding.
Swear.
What?
Yes. So if they want to wear those during the games, they got the green light to do that. Again, player safety and all the usual talking points.
Right.
Yeah. So you might see some guys, if their helmet doesn't look like the rest of the team, they're wearing a Guardian cap.
No way. So it's going to be that exact cap what we see at Passing League or wherever.
So like you could turn on any like Rams practice, Cowboys practice, whatever. Their helmet, and then on top of that helmet is the pad.
Dude, okay, if you're a defensive lineman and you're not wearing one of those, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. Like you got an extra inch of like height on you that you're gonna get up in that. No, I'm being serious. Like if you are,
but it's just on your head.
How many times have we seen fill in the blank for the quarterback who throws a pass and it just barely skids by either a helmet or a finger or whatever?
Okay.
You thought an inch. Those pads are like this thick. I mean, I don't have to tell you. That is that you've given yourself an edge if you just get up.
You get a knockdown.
Yeah, just to tip that ball up just like by a fraction of an inch.
I mean, maybe.
What's the downside? You look stupid?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just the way it looks. Maybe because you don't like really feel the hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe that could mess with you somehow. I don't know.
All these changes, like, okay, I know player safety, but can we just ease them in? Like, that's a big one.
I'm just saying, dude, you're
going to see if that is, and when did that get passed? And how does
recently. I don't see a lot of guys who will do it. I think if a guy early on gets concussion or something, or maybe in practice gets dinged. Yeah, like I could see them being like, "Hey, this week you got to wear the Guardian cap,
the tampon."
Yeah, you got to wear it, and the guy would be like, "Oh, okay, I guess." Yeah. So we'll see if how many guys opt to do it. So it is optional.
Okay, next year is going to be football's going to look so different. Kickoff's going to look different. The helmets are now going to be look different.
For reals,
it's going to look so different.
I know.
So many changes.
I know. So there's that. Last thing. Last story we got. I was lucky enough. Here, let me rephrase this. So a guy I coach with,
okay,
at a school he used to coach, a different high school. He coached a guy who was an absolute stud.
Yeah,
has the most receiving yards in the state of California in high school history.
Oh damn!
Goes to Stanford. Goes undrafted. To the Bengals.
Yeah.
So he's been with the Bengals for a while now.
Yeah.
If you don't know him, his name is Trenton Irwin, and he is an awesome dude.
Yeah.
So he was talking to the coach and goes, "Hey, I would love to come out with your team and spend 45 minutes with your wide receivers, and let's just do drills and let's do all this stuff."
No way.
So he came out to our practice. Worked with our guys,
yeah,
and he was just the coolest guy.
No way,
yeah,
that's really
absolutely cool. So if you don't know who Trenton Irwin is, look him up. Awesome dude.
Yeah,
plays for the Bengals. So the story goes, I'm like, dude, well, why are you in town? Aren't you guys Cincinnati? Aren't you guys getting ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Direct quote goes, well, Joe said he's going to California, so he called me and Jamar and said, "You guys need to get your butts to California. I'm staying in San Clemente, and we're going to work out."
Oh, nice.
So he's talking about Joe Burrow.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
yeah, you wouldn't go there for Joe Schmo.
Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, man, whatever Joe says, Joe calls the shots, man."
Nice. Got that kind of pool, huh?
Yeah. So that morning, it was Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and him and Trenton working out at another school, and then he came up to us in the afternoon.
No way.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
And
so what were the routes? What was he like?
He did basic drills.
Yeah.
But when he would demonstrate them, oh my God. Oh my gosh, dude. And here's what really blows my mind. So he's probably a 3-4 depth on the roster for receivers. Right. They got Jamar, they got T. Higgins, they got guys.
Right.
And he's in there, right? He rotates in, he plays. He makes a certain dollar amount per play. He told me all this stuff, really, really cool. And I cannot imagine what the 1s and 2s receivers are like.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine it.
Yeah.
Just seeing him move.
Yeah.
And his demonstrations talking about footwork with the guys and body and releases and just unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Cuts, just planting, getting off the ball.
And he's 6'2", good sized guy. And then you see him on TV and you're like, oh, he's that little white slot receiver right there. But dude, he's if you were to walk in, you'd be like, oh, that's
it's a big dude.
That's a big guy. That's an NFL guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But he was so cool.
Yeah.
Says Joe Burrow's awesome. Best quarterback he's ever played with.
Wow.
Yeah. His direct quote was that dude's special.
I mean, we see it. Yeah. We see it for sure.
Loves Jamar Chase. Loves their head coach. He said their head coach is a really good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was just so
that
cool.
is really cool.
Yeah.
Dude, what a treat to get
kids loved it.
I would imagine, I mean, to see somebody come in that's in the league currently on a team, like a dude on a team.
Yeah.
That's
on a really good team.
On a really good team
for the Bengals.
Yeah. It's not like somebody from the Cardinals came in.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that is really cool.
It was really cool. If we can get the pictures, we can put them in or whatever.
Yeah, we'll post them up on social and all that.
But he was so cool and really nice to our kids. Spent extra time. We walked to the parking lot and talking with me and stuff. And yeah, dude, he was great.
That's really cool. Well, dude,
it made me a Bengals fan, like even more.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, just having that kind of connection with someone and just, I mean, volunteering your time like that's just really cool. It's cool for like somebody at that level to just want to give back to an old coach in a school and give back to some of these kids and give them like a little taste of what the NFL is like. And that's really awesome.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
So,
well, dude, see if he wants to come back. Tell him come on this show, chop it up a little bit.
That'd be sweet. Dude. That'd be awesome.
All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back after this.
This episode is brought to you by Cigar Spots. Cigar Spots is located in the Circle of Orange.
Yeah, they have all your big brands like Fuente, Padron, Tatuaje, Ilusión. I mean, they've got pretty much every brand that you can imagine. My favorite, my go-to is always the Tatuaje brand. I like the specific 2012 Sumatra. That's my smoke. What do you got?
Nice. I've been going with the Tatuaje Red Label.
Yeah, Red Label's good. So they do at-home delivery. You can place your order online, and they'll deliver your cigars straight to your house. Or you can order for pickup. You can actually order online, and then they'll have it ready for you. You can just swing in, put some hazards on, and go and pick up your cigars and be done.
And don't forget the promo code.
Promo code Tony Joe when you check out and get yourself 20% off your order. So visit cigarspots.com and use that promo code Tony Joe. All right, and we are back from break. All right, J. Mitch, what do we got this week?
All right, we're going to play a game, Most Likely To.
All right.
Okay, so here's the way the game works. We're going to say a phrase, and which one of us is most likely to do that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. You got yours, I got mine.
All right. Who is most likely to wear an outfit for 2 days straight?
That's you for sure.
Definitely me.
I think your Bluey shirt is actually from yesterday.
Hey, man, if you haven't watched Bluey, I highly recommend it.
I have watched Bluey. I just came off of watching Bluey just a little while ago.
My favorite episode of Bluey, season 3, I think it's episode 10 or somewhere down there.
Yeah.
But it's titled Cricket.
Oh, Cricket's a good one. Cricket's a good one.
Dude.
Yeah. I love that one.
Great episode.
Yeah, that is a really solid episode.
Love me some Bluey.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, here we go. Who is most likely to mispronounce a word?
Probably me.
I mean, I
maybe 50-50.
I think it's split. That one's a kind of like a yeah.
Do you have a word that you like cannot say? Because
oh, you do?
I do. Yeah.
I remember for a long time I would say the statute of limitations and not the statute of limitations. And then finally somebody was like,
that's like song lyrics. That's like song lyrics.
Right, yeah, except for vocabulary.
And then you find out and then you're like, ooh.
Yeah. You think back at all the times that you used that.
Yeah. Blink 182 where it's like, took her out, was it Friday night? I wore cologne.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was walk alone.
Oh.
And I was like, why would he be walking alone if he took her out?
Oh, yeah.
But I always sang it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of lyrics they just roll all their like words together.
Yeah.
They can't pronounce it. That's who's most likely them.
The word that I cannot say, and there's a group of them, like conscience.
Oh, that is a tough one. Yeah.
Your conscience.
Conscience.
Right. Okay. But if someone gets punched and they get knocked unconscious.
Unconscience. Wait, hold on. Now you fucked me up.
I'm telling you, dude, I can't say any of those words, and I don't know which means which.
Yeah.
You're right, because there's that like how you feel inside, like your gut. You're like, oh my conscience.
Yeah, conscience. Yeah, but if you're knocked unconscious, I think it's knocked unconscious, and your conscience is whatever that thing that tells you not to do something.
Conscience.
Yeah, conscience. There's like an N in this, and like kind of like rolls together.
I don't know.
But knocked unconscious. That's more no N. Fuck that. You screwed that one up for me. All right.
There you go. You're welcome.
Damn it. Okay.
You're welcome. All right, here we go. Who is most likely to bring soup when you are sick?
I don't know. I don't think we've ever bought each other soup.
We're not doing the soup thing.
No, we'll just. No. That's more of a like kind of
hey,
it sucks.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Oh, it sucks. All right, moving on.
Yeah,
yeah. We're not really like kind of like dwell on sickness. Kind of. Yeah.
You got to power through.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's tough, but
it's almost like oh hey, what's going on? I just got a cold or got the flu. Ah man. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That's it.
All right. Who is most likely to throw you a surprise party? I mean, if it were like just 50-50, I would say I'd probably have the edge. I would more likely throw you a party. But that's more so because you wouldn't agree to a party. So it'd be out of necessity. You know what I mean? It'd be like, I can't say, hey, we're all going to like throw this party for you. You'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. So I'd have to throw you a surprise party. Yeah.
So if I were to say, hey, we're going to throw a party for you.
Bring it, dude. Yeah, let's do it.
There you go. Okay. All right. Who is most likely to argue about an obscure topic?
Probably me.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's you for sure. Hands down. Hands down. If it gets obscure, I don't care enough.
I just like getting in the weeds on something, especially if it's like a little nuance, discussion about something.
You like the verbal battle.
I do like that. Yeah.
The jousting.
Like the jousting.
Of words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's definitely you.
Yeah. All right. So who is most likely to get lost while driving? I would say probably me, because I don't think you travel outside of Orange. So
up Chapman, down Chapman, left on Tustin, right on Tustin, and that's about it.
That's it. Yeah, I don't think that Silverado's gone past the 22.
Yeah, I think you're right for sure.
So there's more opportunity for me to be out there getting lost.
Yeah,
just for that.
I'm not great with directions, however. Yes, I would still pick you.
But you don't need directions because
exactly.
Here we're gonna go to this place. We're gonna go to the circle.
Exactly. All right. Who is most likely to cry during a movie?
No, that's a tough one. For your like kind of hard exterior, you are like a softie underneath it.
A little bit. And there are movies that get me.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but as I've gotten older,
for sure. Dude, commercials will get me.
I remember like growing up though, and watching my old man, watching Spinner, like he would like laugh, cry, or not laugh, cry, but just like that.
Yeah,
yeah. Just
that buildup of emotion.
The buildup, and be like, see it, and be like, what's with that guy? What is he? And now, dude, I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. So,
dude, let a father and son have a moment or something on screen. That'll get you.
Yeah.
Mother and son will get you. I think it's pretty split.
Yeah.
I mean, so how about this? What's the last?
I go 60-40. I go 60-40.
Yeah. What's the last movie you shed a tear for?
I don't know. Do you know what really gets me is like on Instagram when people show like cute things or something that they're like kids do or whatever.
Those get you?
Every once in a while it gets me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try not to.
Yeah. All right. I think that's I'll give you give that to you.
Who is most likely to have a kitchen fiasco?
A kitchen fiasco?
That's gotta be you, dude. I don't do anything in the kitchen.
Yeah, but I don't have a fiasco. I'm pretty
I know, but
dialed in.
If it were to be a fiasco,
right. This is what getting into or getting lost in traffic or whatever is to you. Getting into a fiasco is for me. There's more opportunity, basically. Yeah,
there it is,
and not a lot of opportunity when you're making a ham sandwich.
Just barely put a bowl of cereal together.
What is the last thing you cooked?
I think I had to heat some stuff up.
Yeah. Oh, microwave. Yeah, you can't really get a fiasco in 1-0-0 start.
Yeah, so that one's you.
Yeah. Dude, I grilled up some chicken last night.
There you go.
Yeah, some carne from old. I went to Bodega.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't do any of that stuff.
All right. Who is most likely to have more than 5 kids? Well, I mean, you got me beat by 1, so I'll give you the edge.
I guess, yeah. 2-1. So I guess I win that one. All right. Who's most likely to travel around the world?
I'd say me, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah, you haven't traveled outside of Orange and
no way, dude. I've covered some states.
Yeah, okay.
But I haven't really been out of the country and stuff. But I've been to multiple states.
Yeah.
But I think you would definitely travel the world before I would.
Yeah. Who is most likely to ruin a movie or show for you with a spoiler? I don't know. We don't really.
Yeah.
But so I think we have a unwritten rule that to kind of avoid those kinds of pitfalls.
Yeah. I feel like you got to be pretty, I don't want to use the term dumb, but
aloof or come on, have no wherewithal.
Yeah. You usually lead with the question, hey, have you seen this before?
Yes. Well, just put it this way. Every time you are, we call each other, and if I pick up on speakerphone and I'm in the phone, in the car with everybody, so as not to get into, for you to avoid a pitfall and not say a cuss word when my daughter's in the back.
Exactly.
I lead with, hey, you're on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Jen and Mila are in the car.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So that you don't come out right and say some, awful, heinous thing that we have to scrub my daughter's ears.
Right. Just a core memory.
Yeah. So I think we're
I'd say
we don't do spoilers.
Okay. Who is more generous? So here is something that I remember when we were younger.
Okay.
Growing up, because I grew up with three boys, so my two brothers, we never really offered each other food ever.
Oh.
It was you go and you scoop up as much as you can get.
You prison style, then, just elbows out.
But it wasn't bad, but it was just there was no real sharing. Everyone was just eating.
Right.
And then I remember when we were younger and you were eating something and you were like, hey, do you want some? And it was the first time anyone ever offered me food that they were currently eating. And I just remember being yeah, I think I do. Dude, and I will never, core memory, you were the first person to ever offer me food. So I'm going to say you with the generosity.
All right, well, I'll take that. That's a really, I mean, one of the great things about doing this is we find out things about each other that we had no idea ever exist. So this is definitely one of them, and that's a good memory. That's cool.
It was a piece of a quesadilla or something, but you're
it's got to be a quesadilla. Couldn't be a sandwich.
We used to eat Del Taco a lot. Come on.
It was like a tostada or a burrito. How do you guys call them?
Come on. No, you were I think you were putting hot sauce on it. And you're oh, would you want a piece?
Yeah.
And I was just oh yeah. Come on.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. All right. Last one here. Who has better reflexes?
Ooh, better reflexes.
I mean, I pride myself in my reflexes.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Speaking of learning things about each other, I didn't know that.
Well, you know how, all right, so you used to play hacky sack outside of.
That's true.
And dude, I getting to those long ones and if someone sometimes you'd get a stray that would just you'd hit it wrong, try and reach out.
Yeah, you would have
to. Boom, it would make a beeline for your head or something and getting out of the way or kind of maneuvering. But I mean, you got great reflexes as well.
Yeah, I feel the dad reflexes have kicked in.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Definitely.
You see stuff. You're a little bit on edge, a little bit about things, and you
got a little
matrix
in you.
You got a little bit.
Yeah,
so we're probably even
split. Yeah,
we're probably
50 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of these we were even Steven.
Yeah. A couple edges here and there.
We don't know how to pronounce conscience. Your conscience.
Conscience, or he went unconscious. I think that's it. We've said it so many times it's lost its meaning, and I can't now that word doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Conscience. Yeah, that word.
Cautious. No, cautious is fine.
Yeah.
But conscience.
Conscience.
He got knocked unconscious. Whatever. Whatever. Yes, most likely to play with your family and friends.
All right, that was a good game. All right, we're going to take another break, and we'll be back after this. All right, this episode is brought to you by Pro West Electrical. Pro West Electrical is owned by our friend, who we went to high school with, Anthony Sabasco. He's got over 15 years of electrical experience. His company does panel replacement, do recessed lighting. They actually did all the electrical and the recessed lighting in my house. They do switches, EV chargers, Ring doorbell. They'll change a light bulb in your house if you want them to, if you pay them to.
That's right. And you can visit their website, prowestelectrical.net, or you give them a call, 714-306-1570.
Pro West Electrical, powering up your world. All right, we are back from break. All right, this last segment is going to be a short one. It's just a short kind of an announcement. I've posted this already and announced it on social media and all that stuff. But just want to come on here. I've been with the brokerage that I was with for a couple years, and I just recently switched over to a new broker, to Compass, out in Newport. Yeah, this guy packed up his bags. Newport Beach. Compass is actually the number one brokerage in the U.S., 3 years running. It's always been a company that's been on my radar. They are like a little bit more selective on bringing agents in, so you do have to kind of have like a little bit of a resume in order to even be considered and have a conversation. After all of that, I talked to a sales manager there, packed up my bags from Caliber and came on over to Compass.
Good for you, man.
But, nothing, whenever, and this happens a lot in the industry where people will move brokers, and it's kind of a weird relationship that you have. I don't want to say a weird, but it's an interesting relationship that you have with the broker. So me, I am an independent agent. I'm licensed, a licensed realtor, licensed real estate agent. In order to conduct like real estate business, I have to be connected with the broker, and a broker has a separate license. Essentially, they're taking on all of the risk and liability for anything that, contracts and all that stuff. If anything were to happen, the broker is the one that is actually on the hook for that.
Sure.
There's still, responsibility for on us too, but that's the relationship that I, as an agent, have with this agency. They're there as like the, they back you up for all of this stuff, and you have to be connected with the broker in order to conduct real estate business. Every brokerage has a little bit of a different, feel, a different vibe. They focus on different things. They have different resources. I mean, it's kind of like being like on a team. Whoever it is that you're going to sign with, it's like being with an organization. Yeah. Now, an organization like the Angels is, we can go into just the lack of resources that they have.
Oh God.
And not that any of these brokers are compared to that, but just to kind of give the analogy that you have some brokers that focus on one thing and then other brokers that focus on another. I was really happy to be with Caliber. It's a great company, great organization. And it's just a matter of just finding, wanting to go in a different direction. I know it sounds like kind of like cliche when you're like talking about going somewhere else, but the reality is just
different path and
different path.
Try it out.
Yeah. So, really stoked. It's a great, Compass now that I'm with. Compass is a great brokerage, and like I said, they're the number one brokerage in the United States across coast to coast, 3 years running. And so, having said all that, that's the news, and just want to let our audience know, just people have been with us for a really long time and know my story, and know the company that I was with. Yeah. You'll be seeing another logo next to me, next to my license and all that.
That's good for you.
Yeah. So that's going to be it. Yeah, we'll wrap up this episode. We'll actually wrap up the season. This is episode number 30. I mean, we're going to be back shortly. This isn't going to be, we're not going to go on a long hiatus. We'll take a little break and just kind of come back with some new episodes.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Real in the Field. Like and subscribe. Give us a rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thanks always to Blake Means for the theme music. And we'll catch you guys